When I was younger, bumisita sa amin yung pinsan ko. And hindi ko alam kung lalaki ba siya or babae. Kaya tinanong ko siya. He told me that he was gay. Back then, I didn't feel any hate towards him, nor treat him any differently. He also told me stories on how he realized what he really is. That's when I realized that gender identity and our views on them is not permanent. Tell me if you've heard of this story before.
Okay lang naman po ako, Tay.
Yung anak, sasabihin na,
Mayayain po ako sa inyo. Bading din po ako. Gusto ko mga gawaing pambabae.
at tatanungin ng tatay kung,
Prank ba to? Totoo ba yan? Kung prank to, hindi nakakatuwa.
Hindi po, Tay. Totoo po ang sinasabi ko. Ang anak niyo po ay bading.
Simula ngayon, di na kita tinuturing na anak. I don't have a son like you. Goodbye.
sounds familiar? This story has been a staple in Filipino movies and dramas. But the Philippines wasn't always like this. Before Spain colonized the Philippines, we had what we call a babaylan. They were priestesses of their tribes. Their duties was to contact the spirits, heal anyone who is having spiritual problems, and help the females give birth. Kadalasan, babae ang nagiging babaylan. But this is not always the case. Pwede rin ang mga kalalakihan. The guys that are tasked with the roles of babaylan often have very feminine characteristics. They usually wear traditional feminine clothes and acts very feminine. This was normal at the time, and no one is judging them or what they are doing. Our views on gender identity and gender roles has changed drastically. This is due to the fact that we have been colonized by Spain. Being colonized means that we get to share their cultures, their traditions, and also their religion. The Bible has clearly stated what a role of a man is and what a role of a woman is. This also said that you cannot have any kind of relationship that is not pleasing to the eyes of the Lord.
Thou shalt not lie with mankind, as with womankind, it is abomination. Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22.
And then, the World War happened. Well after the Second World War, gay rights activist Justo Justo established the Home of the Golden Gays in 1975. Originally intended to serve as a home for elderly gay men who have been kicked out by their families, mostly due to their lack of financial contribution, it has grown into a loving community composed of vibrant and unique individuals.
Ito ang magiging tahanan ng mga pinaalis dahil nalaman nila kung sino sila at kung sino ang gusto nilang makasama.
The representation of LGBTQ community in pop culture and media has never been censored and is widely acceptable here in the Philippines. Movies and shows are often used as a medium to show the hardships and difficulties of the LGBTQ community here in the Philippines.
Bugbog na bugbog kami pati dito.
Filipino celebrities who are part of the LGBTQ community has always been proud of who they are, what they do, and what they stand for. This includes Vice Ganda, Boy Abunda, Jake Cyrus, and many more. There has also been a lot of women's movement here in the Philippines, like in the 1980s where they highlighted the struggle of the lesbian community, and later in the 1990s, which tackles the issues in gender and sexuality. The Philippines was one of the first countries who has elected a woman as a president. The Philippines has also elected their first ever transgender woman to office. She has also helped to create laws against discrimination and abuse to the LGBT community here in the Philippines.
I hereby declare the House Bill 267, an act prohibiting discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation or gender identity, has been passed.
Being a Filipino living in the Philippines has its ups and downs. Its citizens often highlights the negative parts of living here. But I'm happy to say that I live in a progressive country where I can be who I want to be and love the people who I love dearly.